If you listened to last week's show, you'll have heard us looking for a box-to-box midfielder who isn't shining in their natural or current role. But before we search for this week's star, let's talk about our findings from last week. Now, in case you missed it, myself and RDF Tactics chose 5 key attributes for a box-to-box midfielder, and we simmed to see the results.
And, as a reminder, the attributes were technical, dribbling. For the mental attributes, we are looking at anticipation and decision making. For physical, it's strength and stamina.
There you go, that's what we looked for. Aaron, rather surprisingly, you had 2 Spurs players on your shortlist, didn't you? Did you actually manage Spurs for a week?
Well, after a talk with producer Steve, it wasn't. No, I didn't. He sounded a little disappointed, so I changed my test and I went with Pedro instead. The striker, by the way, people, the striker.
Okay, and how did Pedro get on?
And the results, I had Pedro. He played 61 games and he has 24 assists. By the way, the most assists in the whole squad. His average rating, 7.23, which makes him the 4th best. I mean, we're going to take out Ortega because he only played 1 game. So he's technically the 3rd best player in this Manchester City team. His ability as well as a central midfielder is 3.5 stars. So for me, this one was a success. He's also scored 9 goals.
Okay, you had a successful pick. I mean, is it predictable that mine didn't necessarily work out as well? I chose Mukhtar Diakabi, a ball-playing defender at Valencia, and I thought, we said ball-playing defender, he's going to go into that box-to-box transition, he's going to be fine. 6.77 average rating is what I've got. XG of minus 1.14. It didn't really work out. 21 shots, 37 games he played, he got 1 assist. So 24.72 progressive passes, which was decent enough. 8.87 sprints. But yeah, just not brilliant. Not brilliant, to be honest. And we finished 10th of the season for Valencia. We were playing, right, in a sort of Brazilian box formation, technically. And normally I use a ball-winning midfielder in that role. But yeah, we changed it to put him as a box-to-box midfielder in there. Gave him the training, told him, look, this is what you're going to be focused on for the entire season. And yeah, it didn't quite work out. Gave the ball away a lot.
Wow. I did say as well, because the ball playing defender, he's going to try and bring the ball out from defence, but also through midfield. But obviously, it just wasn't successful. Maybe it's his technique letting him down, possibly, because it's on 9.
Potentially. I tried to obviously, I tried to train him as well for his ball control, because his dribbling it was fine, but I was like, you know what, if we're going to get him to sort of run with the ball a lot more, I was like, well, maybe we'll up that dribbling a little bit higher. But yeah, not entirely sure, to be honest. Also as well, can you explain to me, how's he got a negative XG? What's he doing? Like, is he just, like, is there a chance for a shot and he's just turning around and volleying it the other way, or what?
I have no idea how that's happened. I mean, you're the manager. You've done something there with Diakabi.
Like, is he literally, he's got an open goal and he's saving the shot? Is he getting in the way of our shots? I don't know what he's doing, but right. Well, so at the minute, we'll class that as 2 for you and none for me. Okay, so you're 2-0 up in the challenge so far. That was last week. We're going to go again this week. I'm going to dust it off and it's going to be fine. Right. We're now on the lookout for a position that you like, a position I've not really used, so again, doesn't necessarily bode well for me. A wide centre-back on either defensive duty or support duty. So, Aaron, please, for the listeners and myself, remind us what makes a good wide centre-back.
They are typically just defenders, so what we are looking for, they're going to be not bad at defending. They don't have to be great. They don't have to be a Virgil van Dijk, but they have to be decent at defending. But what makes a good wide centre-back is their reading of the game, knowing when to go wide, knowing when to support your wing back, who is obviously bombed up the field. So for me, decision making, composure, and just knowing, so anticipation, knowing when to make your move and when to stay wide.
Okay, so here's the reminder of how we're going to do this. 5 attributes across technicals, mentals, and physicals. Attribute masking is off. Aaron, talk us through what we're going to be looking for.
We are not looking for players who are shining in their role. So we are looking for players not shining in their role. And we're aiming for a bargain. So we've capped it at £30 million, which, let's face it, it's nothing in today's market. So we have chosen 5 attributes for a wide centre-back. And they are dribbling, anticipation, decisions, stamina, and strength.
Love it, love it. Those are the attributes for a wide centre-back. It's time to search for a star. Search for a star. Still don't have a jingle yet. Never mind, we'll get one eventually. Aaron, do you want to kick us off with your first pick for the Search for a Star wide centre-back edition?
Yes, and he's currently at Brentford. His transfer value is between £18 million and £22 million at the moment, and his name is Vitaly Janelt. Have I pronounced that right?
Janelt?
Janelt. I think it's Janelt, you know.
He's
Germany.
German, yeah.
Janelt, okay. Vitaly Janelt, who is 6 foot tall. He's currently at Brentford, like mentioned. He's very, very good player, it seems. He's got passing 14, tackling 14. His heading's on 12, his jumping reach is on 12, so he's not the best in the air. But then again, you've got 2 other centre-backs for that. He's fit, very fit. Stamina 15, natural fitness 16. He's got the strength 14. His reading of the game is there as well. Anticipation 14. But he's got some nice defensive attributes like aggression and bravery. He's not afraid to go into a challenge. He works hard for your team and he works really well in a team as well. His teamwork is on 15. So Vitaly Janelt he's actually my number 1 pick. I'm very intrigued by him.
Okay, I like that as a pick. Aaron. Now, here's my first one. Saul. Do you remember him? Atletico Madrid midfielder, had a season over at Chelsea. Can play literally everywhere. Just positions, yes. Like, that's what he's got right there. Where do you want to play Saul? Yep. Excellent, yes. I'll do that. Fantastic. So, because he can play everywhere, I presume he can play wide centre-back as well. I've not checked with him, but I'm guessing he can do it. He's got everything that we need. I mean, look at the attributes we're looking for. So, stamina. He's got stamina. We're looking for strength. I could probably bulk up a little bit, but never mind. Decision-making, decent enough. Anticipation, good. Technical skills, dribbling, yes please. Plus he's got all these player traits as well. He runs with the ball, he shoots from distance, he argues, all these things I want from my centre-backs, to be honest. And then when he gets to the edge of the box, as he's bombing forward, even on defend, his natural inclination is to go forward. He's then going to shoot from distance as well. So potentially, I know we're looking for a defending duty, but does what he wants, innit? Saul can't stop the man. He's going to run.
He's still going to be good as a supportive player as well. He's possibly better on support than attacking anyway, to be fair. Again, 6'2" as well. His jumping reach is on 13, heading 15. So he's not too bad in the air. And the mental attributes, like I mentioned, of the other guy. And this is becoming a theme, actually. In all of our search for the stars, we've noticed that these guys are coming with good teamwork and work rate, and I don't think that is a coincidence at all. He's also available between £13 million and £19.5 million. But, Tony, did you realise how much he was earning per week?
I mean, we might be able to get him on loan, right? I mean, 250 grand a week, granted, is a lot, but you know what football's like these days. He might take a wage drop. If we can offset some of that and let Madrid pay some of his wages, it'll be fine, right?
You're gonna have to work it out.
Right, okay, so maybe not Saul. Maybe not Saul. Who have you got as number 2?
Number 2 on my list is Domen Chernigoj. Now, he plays at Valencia. He's a central midfielder. He can play attacking midfield. He can play on the right side of midfield as well. But today, or next week, sorry, he'll be playing as a wide centre-back on support or on defence. Player traits, he shoots from distance. He likes to place his shots. So I'm guessing he's trying to curl it from 50 yards away from the goal. And he runs with the ball often as well. But enough of the traits. Let's look at the attributes that we care about. Strength, 13. Stamina, 13. Anticipation is also on... He loves a 13, don't he? First touch, dribbling, long shots, passing, 13. Work rate, 13. He's a 13 sort of guy, but he's a very, very decent player. 6 foot tall as well. So, again, we're not getting little people at the back here. We are trying to build a monster defence. I mean, I might even possibly pick 2 players of our list and just have 2 wide centre-backs and have a go that way. But, yeah, no, I'm really intrigued again by this guy here. I haven't seen him in game, and his value between 240k and 2.4 million pounds. So that is a bargain.
That is a bargain. You don't even need £250,000 a week wages for him. So yeah, well done. 13, unlucky for some, not for this guy. Apparently, not for this guy. Okay, I quite like this fella. Number 2 for me, I'm going to go with Alexandro, Juventus's attacking fullback, wingback, possibly winger, maybe. If you have a look on the player positions on the on his profile. Now, player traits wise, runs with the ball down the left. So again, as a wide centre back, we do want him to move out a little bit, not necessarily to get too far forward, but he can move with the ball. He's obviously fit. He's got good stamina. He's strong. He's got a 14. You've got Mr. 13. I've got Mr. 14 right here. Stamina 14. Strength 14. What else have we got here? Decision making. It's 13. Let him back down again, but never mind. Anticipation 15. So that balances out to 14. Yeah. And dribbling 13. So close. He's only 5'11" as well. He's one of the shorter players I've recommended. But yeah, I quite like the look of him, to be honest. I think he's got that sort of almost unnatural trait of a centre-back. So, yeah, maybe we could get him playing wide. He's an option, right?
That's unlike you. That is unlike you. And again, his value, he's not expensive as well. £20 million, you're getting an elite player.
I've just seen he's got 200 grand a week wages as well. Okay, I've not
really just about to touch on that as well. I was just about going to that as well.
He's a great player if you play at Juventus, right? So right, moving on. Right, Aaron, give me number 3.
Yes. Number 3. And the last star on my list is Elias Sakiri. He's Tunisian, 27 years of age, currently playing for FC Cologne. He dictates tempo. Again, 6'1". Yeah, my back 3, complete monsters. Now, this guy, much like the first guy, his attributes kind of tells you this guy can play almost everywhere. Even his finishing is on 12. His stamina is 19, natural fitness 15. He would run everywhere for you, especially with the work rate on 15 and teamwork on 15 as well. He's really determined. Anticipation's on 16, which is something that we've been looking at. Positioning 14, which is a huge bonus for a central defender. Tackling 13, marking 13, heading 12. So he's actually just about an above average for a centre-back, some of these attributes, especially tackling and marking. He's a very good passer of the ball as well. Looking for a wide centre-back, occasionally they will need to bring the ball out from the back, and he's got 13 dribbling. He's decision-making. He's got everything. There's no point of me talking about his attributes. He's got this flair. He's got leadership. He's got off the ball. He has everything. What he doesn't have, that would have been easier, is corners, long throws, and penalty taking. But we are looking for a wide centre-back. I'm not necessarily sure that's important. You can get him for between 6 million and 9 million pound. So the last person on my list is Elias Sakiri.
He looks decent, to be honest. I'm very excited by him. Okay,
yeah.
And you know what? And his wages look affordable as well. So you've obviously understood you've obviously understood the mission today. Well, you know what, right? Okay, I don't just do expensive players. Okay, I'm gonna give you someone who is free, absolute £0. I can't guarantee he doesn't need 200 grand a week wages, but £0. We're not paying a transfer fee here. We're looking at Fauji Goulam, who is an Algerian fullback, I presume, really. He can play a bit higher up if needs be as well.
Yes.
He plays all the way down the left, 31 years old. Again, player traits of runs with the ball down the left. And he's got what we're looking for. Strength of 13. Granted, stamina's not brilliant at 11, but decision making is 13. His determination's 15 as well, in case you need that, and work rate 17. Anticipation is 14, and his technicals for dribbling is 12. But his crossing, now I know we're not looking for a wing back on attack, but for crossing of 15, that might come in handy a little bit. Tackling 14 as well for obviously those defensive duties, also with positioning and teamwork. So maybe a wide centre-back that's not going to cost you a single penny.
Well, if you don't mind me jumping in, Tony, you did mention the 15 crossing. Wide centre-backs on defend need to cross from deep. So actually, crossing is an underrated attribute for this role. He also possesses long throws as well. So if your left back can't take a long throw, well, you've got your wide centre back on the left hand side who can. Now let's be cheeky. Let's ask his agent about his availability just to make sure he's not asking for £250,000. He's asking for around £51,000. That's what his agent is saying. So that is good news. That's good news, I think.
He's an absolute steal at 50 grand. Absolute steal.
He is.
Also, as well, I'm going to put one extra sneaky one in, Aaron. I know we only picked 3, but I have an extra sneaky one.
Ooh.
From last week's list, Matt Doherty. Where can't he play? He can play everywhere. You said last week he can play everywhere. So he could potentially also play wide centre-back. Why would we not have him as a wide centre-back?
There's literally no reason. Other than that, he plays... Yeah, other than this Matt Doherty, there's no other reason. There's no other... He's a very good player on Football Manager. I said this last week. There's another player that can play almost everywhere. Almost everywhere. His finishing's on 12 as well. So, like, I don't... Yeah, just stick him up front if you want, guys.
Yeah, he can do everything bar take a corner and a penalty. But you know what? Yeah. Matt Doherty is the guy. He's the one to run as the wide centre-back. So, okay, fine. We will pick our players. We will do our simulations. We will come back next week and we'll see how well yours has worked and how badly mine's gone. Let us know if this works for you, and if you want us to search for a star for yourself, get in touch. I think next week's search for a star is going to be halfbacks. Now, Aaron, do you want to quickly give us a little... I can see you're already loading it up there. Going, I'm going to get straight into it.
You cheeky bugger. So, in game, it describes the halfback as the halfback looks to serve a role somewhere between that of an aggressive sweeper and a defensive midfielder. The halfback drops deeper than a standard defensive midfielder in possession and looks to offer an outlet for quickly recycling possession and to offer protection against counter-attack. So I'm just trying to build a picture for you guys. We're not going to talk about the attributes that we're searching for because you will have to listen to that next week.
There you go. Next week, search for a star, halfback edition.